Yes, Bafethu, as promised, we are here with the Thobekile Ngubeni and we are about to get educated, we are about to learn, we are about to cry, we are about to laugh, we are about to... Yazini nje, kuzobe kuningi. I suggest right now that you get your pen and papers, notepads ready. This one is going to be one for the books. She is an activist, she is an artist, she is a director, a philanthropist, a humanitarian. Hey, kuningi. Nisazozwa nani?
Whole lot of gang shit, they know us. Nigga, you can hang with us. No, moving with the same click. No. Whole lot of gang shit, they know us. Nigga, you can hang with us. No, moving with the same click. No.
So Bafethu, as promised, we are here with Miss Ngubeni, and look, there's a lot to talk about, there's a lot to digest, and I suggest nje nibhale phansi ama notes ngoba so sifunda okuningi nje kule episode lena. How are you doing, man?
I am super.
Yeah.
Yourself?
I futhi ngithi ntwana man. Why manje ntwana yami?
I was being
strong.
How are you, my
no,
friend?
No, hazingithuswa yini ne. Ngibona le ncwadi ezibhaya, ngiyabona ukuthi phela we are in the presence of a well-learned person, you understand? It's not just abantu abathi no mina ngenza art angeke ngifundele art, I'm just gonna just no, we're here to break those stereotypes today, specifically with your interview. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling honored that you guys are here and that you considered me. I feel extremely honored.
We feel honored.
Yeah.
It's all ours, man. So please just take me back a little bit to the early days. Angithi uyazi ukuthi story manje siqale vele once upon a time before nje siyakulezi zinto ezihectic nje. Yeah, who's Thobekile? Where does she come from? What's your story? Uzaliwe kuphi?
Thobekile Ngubeni was born and raised in KZN, the northern part of KZN, a small town with massive talent and great people who shaped me, called Vryheid. So I grew up there with a lot of people who had a great impact in my life as a child, with a family that is deeply rooted in the arts as well.
Okay.
And my talents were shaped by the family. It was my brother. I have to give credit to my older brother, Sihle. He has always been the torchbearer of everything that I did. So growing up in the township, we would have different groups which are actually looking into talents of young people, taking us away from the streets. If we are in the streets, it's all about performing, dancing in the streets, singing in the kitchen, singing at church. The church really played a very great role in giving me a platform to express my talents. So I then went to primary. I loved writing and reading. As you can see, that my house is full of books.
Full of books, yeah.
So I started reading and writing at an early age. I grew up, and then in high school I did the same thing, balancing everything. It's the leadership roles, it's the talents. And I then joined a group called the Traditional Group, which then toured Germany and the Netherlands. I was like 16 years old. Part of
Hey now.
part of the fundraising team. Siyabonga Kunene, which was the founder of the group, really gave me bigger responsibilities. And I would question myself that I'm just 14. Why would he believe in me? But he saw potential that I never saw.
Definitely.
So those are the people who played a role in my life.
Yes.
And then I came to TUT, studied at Soshanguve campus first. And then as people were talking about furthering their studies, I was like, I know what I want. Now that I'm done with this diploma, I am definitely going to the Faculty of the Arts to do another one.
All right. So before we go into that, the TUT side of things, so you did say with your brother played a very big role in
Yes.
influencing you into the arts. So was it specifically music or acting, performing that caught you first? Which bug was the one that bit you first?
Which bug caught me
Because
first?
it's
It's quite a lot
Yeah.
because you have a sister who teaches you how to memorize lyrics.
Okay.
She groomed me into the lyricist that I am.
Yes.
And the brother who is a great fine artist and a rapper.
Wow.
A great lyricist as well. So I feel like everything happens simultaneously.
Yes.
It happens
Just
simultaneously.
the artistic home that you.
Yes.
Yeah, it poured
that
out of you,
Yes,
literally.
it poured out of me so exceptional.
Alright. Because the reason why I'm asking is maybe if you meet someone in the streets or if you introduce yourself,
Yeah.
which title do we use first? Because there's many. There's activist, there's songwriter.
Oh my God.
You understand that there's director.
Yeah,
You
it's a
understand?
lot.
There's so many titles when it comes to you as Thobekile Ngubeni. So, siqala ngeyiphi? Which one leads the forefront? Ukuthi, okay, this is what I am, or this is who I am, and then I also have these other
These
titles that follow.
ones.
Yes.
Before I went to an academic institution, I would just say I am a performer.
Okay. So that's the first and foremost. The main thing.
Yes, I would say that
Yes.
I'm a performer. Because when you're a performer, there's so many elements that
Yes,
you
of
embody.
performance,
Yes,
yes.
of performance that you embody.
True.
So I'd say that I am a performer. But then it would also be guided by the space that I'm in. You would be in a political space where you're considered as a social activist. You'd be on campus. You're considered as a student leader. And then the rest of the titles would then build up.
Okay. I don't know what it says. I wouldn't listen. There's the politics says.
Oh
Don't
my
worry.
Lord.
Don't worry. So okay. So for me, I'm trying to also piece together. With okay. So now for you deciding with okay, so TUT, and I actually want to pursue this as something. I want to go and study A, B, and C. So what sparked that, and why TUT actually?
What sparked that? Let me start by saying I was initially meant to go and enroll for my LLB after Sosha, and the family knew that. So in secret, I was like, okay, my family knows that I have to register for my LLB, but my instincts are saying start where you want to go first,
where your
which is
heart
like
is,
the
yeah.
arts faculty. The more I wrote stories, the more I composed music because I never stopped.
Yeah.
I would then feel, because I believe that our talents are also like linking us to our spiritual realm. And then I felt it that, no, I have to go and study at TUT Arts Campus. Why specifically TUT? It has always had top tier lecturers.
Yes.
It has always produced people who are multi-talented like yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not about me today, though.
Yeah, it's not about you. Yes, I'm just making a
Yeah.
close reference that TUT is like a magnet.
Definitely.
It pulls you, and I'm very much honored to have been produced by the Faculty of the Arts. So it was my talents, the work that I've been working on, the work that I did outside our country, of course, and having people who are mentoring me within the fraternity of the arts. So they really made me feel that this burning desire of being an art student,
that's the place where
that's the
it's gonna
place
be.
where I have to find myself in.
see.
I just didn't want to be, oh, I'm an artist. I wanted to be trained
Exactly.
and by the best, and I got that.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so now let's move on to the other side of you.
Oh my
Right,
God.
manje sesibambe ukuthi okay logo we art ke gaya kuphi kwa TUT. So now how do we find ourselves in this political space now that you're in? Is it because of your LLB that kind of made you interested into going into that side, or angas?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because it is not due to the LLB.
Oh, okay.
Back to the family.
Okay.
Deeply rooted in the arts, deeply rooted in politics.
All right.
So, in as much as I have become this avid reader, it's all because of my uncles, my aunties. They were political activists.
Okay.
They read quite a lot. So from
Back in KZN.
Yes, back in KZN. And from the maternal side as well, my family in the Eastern Cape, my mom's from the Eastern Cape, they were deeply rooted in the arts. My grandmother being in jazz as well, grandfather being in politics.
You were meant for this.
Man, so I'm just following the footsteps which my elders took. So even in the activism space, it was not a matter of you're going to be rowdy in the space. They always advocated for political education. So that's how I found myself being active in the township. In the township, our township had a very high level of political activism, and it was so inclusive that it was not only focusing on men. It focused, the political education focused on women and men as well. So my late uncle Nkosiyezwe would always make sure that I am a step ahead when it comes to political education, that you shouldn't be just existing in the space, you should read, and when you read a lot, you shouldn't be loud without any kind of content.
Yes. Understand what's happening in the world.
Yes, you should understand what's happening in the
history,
world.
etc.
Everything. You should be having a high level of consciousness.
And then I can feel the heavy vibrations, definitely. So, okay, for me, I also want to know where do you see yourself fitting in specifically in the political space, and what is your aim, should I say? Or if not aim, what is your goal? How do you want to affect change positively in that space?
Well, in the political space, I've always been concerned and attached to matters which affect the youth.
Okay.
I've always wanted to bring about social change amongst the youth. And currently, I thought that, we've done a lot, doing that, making sure people that are part of political affairs. And then you realize that, okay, many generations have fought for a different cause. Now, what exactly should we do now that we have this vibrant and energetic generation, Amatsuke? How do you bring them forth to the political space? So I can say that my focus is to actually advocate for them to be active within the political space, for them to be conscious about what's happening, for them to be concerned, for them to raise questions, not for them just to enjoy life.
Yes.
Not for them to just breathe for vibes.
They must understand what's happening.
They must understand what's happening. They must have their own voice. Each generation deserves to have its own voice. We cannot afford to have this vibrant generation which has an older generation that creates an idea and a voice for them, because it might not be genuine entirely. So I would really place myself amongst the youth, creating a catalyst.
Using the art as like a bridge to communicate.
Yes, the arts, arts is everywhere. It's just that people do not get to understand that. They do not have full comprehension of what art is and
or
its
even
strengths.
appreciate it, I think, as much as they should.
Just so underrated.
And they consume it every day without
Every
them
day.
understanding.
They receive therapeutic rhythms because of art.
Exactly.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Look at a time like COVID, where
Yes.
everyone was locked in our boxes in Lini. There's nothing else that we can consume to stay sane apart from art, music, reading, watching movies.
Yes.
But yet we are also probably the most underrated industry because they don't really take us serious.
Highly underrated. They don't take us serious because they don't understand.
And I think that's, for me, this is why it's very important for us as World of Art and as Black House Entertainment to have this conversation with you today. Because I think, yes, we've had a lot of interviews before that talk specifically about the arts, but today we want to talk about that and education and politics within the arts. And I think there's no better advocate than you, because for me, you're literally shining a beacon on the fact that as an artist, artist that be educated.
Yes.
I think that's the first misconception that we need to break. What do you say to maybe people who are going to be watching out there thinking that, no, I just want to go act or sing or whatever. There's no need for me to open a book, or how can you encourage them or open their minds to a different perspective?
Talent without a foundation is totally useless. it is futile. Each and every discipline deserves its own form of training. If we were to look at artists which have suffered within the industry, when we say the industry, people think of, oh, television, oh, radio, being famous. Our industry is huge. It's in the township, it's in the urban, rural, it's theater, it's complex. Each and every person who is interested in becoming an artist should know that we have to change the status quo. We have to be educated.
So us,
We have to be educated because the world is changing. How are you going to be innovative and secure your future if you're not educated as an artist? You can be innovative, but what kind of ideas are you carrying? What kind of knowledge do you carry within you as an artist? Many artists believe that, especially local artists, they believe that, not just local, even the famous artists as well, some believe that being famous is enough.
Shame.
And some think that fame on its own pays bills, and it doesn't. We have artists who do not think outside the box. You may be an actor, you may be a director or a writer, but people would go on for days, months, actually years without generating any form of income because they are waiting for someone to bring something to their table. People are not strong enough to initiate their own ideas, to execute their own ideas. It is imperative for artists to be educated. We have experienced change and we continue to experience change. We have a lot of people prioritizing education. The reason I always advocate for education is that we have arts institutions which are currently crawling on its wounded knees because the administration is not shaky, but it is gone.
No funding.
It is gone. People are not educated for the jobs that they are placed in. I really stand against the deployment of people in the arts just because, oh, there's no space for you in finance, so I'm throwing you there. Just see what you can do. You will approve budgets, you'll do that. That's not what we need.
And speaking of that, because I think it's very important for people to understand, because when people say, oh, I'm in a political space, they instantly think, no, you are not there on merit. You are there because ufakwe A, B, and C.
Yes.
And I think another thing, you're an advocate for the fact that no, you actually have to earn your seat. You're not just going to be placed there because wazuz banban and they can make a phone call and then now you're in charge of a whole faculty that decides the future of a whole industry of people who have dedicated their lives for this. You know, so what is your artistic voice as uThobekile? What do you want to say through your art, and how do you want to affect change, even in the little things, in terms of your music, in terms of your acting, writing, everything? What's the subject matter that really touches you and that you really want to put out there?
What a question. Where am I going to start? Because there's quite a lot in my mind.
Yes.
First of all, I would say that working hard, it has always been part of my subject matter. As we work hard for ourselves and the audience that receives our work as artists, is that people need to see the quality of work that I do or we do. You know, I'm so not used to saying I. I'm always thinking about other people as well. The work that I've created so far, it's mostly work that is inspired by social issues. I would be addressing social issues that have taken place, are taking place, and issues that are soon to take place. Remember that artists are also prophetic in their work. They are so prophetic, and the work that I'm currently working on is something that I've never seen. the compositions that I've been working on. I have quite a lot of compositions which have been highly rated by those who moderate me. I'm speaking in a sense of moderation so that people can see that when we do work, this work has been worked on with people in the academic space as well. We don't just
It's
do
trial and error. It's not
yes,
just,
it's trial and error. I wouldn't just bring something to people without having an approval
Exactly.
of those who trained me. I still go
and
back.
also knowing that you've put in 110% in that.
Yes. So we've worked hard as artists before we went to enroll into institutions of higher learning.
Yeah.
Our lecturers poured their energies out so that we could grasp everything. And I did well as an art student. My footprint is there as an academic.
Yeah.
And so when we deliver the work, it's work that is quality. It's work that deserves to be seen by people in society. In the journey of producing all of these works that I've been working on, I've been also working on audience development. How do we develop an audience for our productions?
Yes.
How do we work towards the betterment of marketing of our productions
And engaging them.
outside these mainstream platforms? We are trying to make sure that we grow the audience through alternative media.
Yes.
So mediums. So I just want to touch on the fact that in as much as I work hard to make sure that I deliver quality work, I also consider what does the audience actually need to
Yes,
see.
yes.
What is it that we need to see? So as a creative, you always need to bounce back to society. You cannot lose your touch. You must be on the ground. You must know what's happening in the streets. So we have to make sure that we continue to remain consistent with what we do. So I think with me, subject matter is consistency within the arts, delivering quality work, just to
Hard work and all that stuff.
yes.
And socio-economic issues, humanitarian issues, etc.
Yes.
So then, speaking of which, now that you've kind of got a grasp on all of that and you have the background in terms of the training, the education, now what is your goal getting into the industry, Manje? What is your next, in your 5-year plan or 10-year plan? I did peep that, I don't know if we can talk about it or not, I did peep that you also have recently just opened your own record label. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, is that also part of now your phase of entering into the industry and bringing your footprint into it now?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, I've just launched my own record label, something that I have been wishing for quite some time. You know, I grew up not just listening to music, I grew up also trying to understand the business of the music industry, looking up to our bosses there, Abo Oskido, Yospikiri, Goofy, Mduma Silel. They inspired me as a young girl growing up in the township to say, oh my God, one day I actually wish to be an intern at Galawa Jasmine. Growing up, I would say, no, one day I'm going to be trained by Galawa Jasmine. So here I am, having launched my own record label called Underrated Records. That is one of the footprints that I want to make. There's quite a lot of things that I wanted to execute, but I was held back because I wanted this education first.
Yes.
I wanted to see how everything works. I didn't want to find myself executing something and then I'm learning
As
through
you
my
go,
mistakes as I go, because I'm trying to not experience the similar sequence where an artist would execute their idea, not considering that it has some imperative administration that they have to consider. So it is one of that, and some ideas I cannot reveal as yet because they are not finalized when it comes to registration. So you see how this thing goes now.
I understand. Yes.
That we cannot just express our ideas during interviews up until an idea is registered.
Everything must be
So I'm more comfortable with Underrated Records because it has been registered, and I have been writing quite a lot, composing.
Yeah.
So there will be some works that I will be bringing to the table, hopefully this year.
Okay.
And in December, I've been planning to launch Umkhabulo in KZN, where we are bringing all local artists to the book so that they can be taught on what to expect.
I'm gonna do this in hometown afraid.
That was my dream.
Okay.
That was my dream initially, and it continues to be my dream. That in as much as I wanted to grow, I'm not going to limit it at home, but that is where I want to start, where everything began.
Charity begins at
It
home.
begins at home.
Yes.
I mean, I was shaped by that touch.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
No, it would be nice to contribute to them, and I think they also see your work and they appreciate it, and they probably 100% behind you, as we all are as well. So anything you need from us as well, we are phone
Support
call
you guys.
away. So any plans of collaborations in terms of projects? What do you have in mind? Maybe I'm an artist that you're thinking of also bringing along into your journey.
Okay. Artists that I want to bring along my journey are underrated artists. My record label also speaks to that okay, I may along the way work with artists which are already established, but I'm bringing artists that South Africa and the world have never seen
And
deserve to be seen. And it's not any form of mediocrity. That one is a guarantee because of the types of trainings that we received on campus. We now know that, okay, you can spot talent, you can shape and grow talent, and you can plant it. So it's artists that are highly underrated.
Yeah.
And they are so talented. I am telling you, Mbulelo, when you see our first project, it's I believe that it will really touch a lot of people, because in my mind, the first composition is an open letter to the president.
Ooh. So we're going hard, right off the bat.
We're going very hard.
Yeah.
It's an open letter to the president, which is I believe it falls under the jazz genre. I love jazz so much. If I were to say I'm a recording artist, I'd definitely be a jazz artist.
Yeah.
So it's an open letter to the president, and then more other compositions will follow after that. So bringing people that I studied with at Arts Campus, people that I know from society who deserve guidance, professional guidance, because I love professionalism. I think I'm the center of professionalism. I plan properly. I believe that I do well as an administrator as well because of the education that I've received, And part of my plan in the journey of the arts, I have to mention that I'm not done. I still want to study further. I hope that it can work, as I'm planning to study my master's degree in the arts at the University of London, focusing on the economy of how the economy and the arts and cultural policy.
That's big, man. That's big.
Yeah, big dreams. So I've just realized that in as much as a person has wild dreams, the dreams has to be met halfway. Baby steps. I don't know if the country has a woman that has a record label, but I was like, this is huge. I know all the negativity which are attached to the music industry, but it is worth exploring. It is worth experiencing, whether we make it or not. Whether we fall and stand up again, it is worth the experience.
Nothing is without its negativity.
You understand?
Pros and
I
cons
want to stand
everything.
my test of time as well. So I'm just proud of myself that I took that first baby step.
See, I'm proud of you too for that.
Thank you so much, my friend.
It's a brave step.
Thank you.
It's a brave step to just say, okay, you know what? I don't care. I want to live my dream, and I want to do this thing that's really been in my heart. Not everyone has the courage to do that.
Yes.
So speaking of negativity, because no dream or nothing that we pursue is not without its negativity.
Yes.
So what are some of the hardships that you faced throughout your journey so far, and some of the things that notably, there's probably a lot, but notably those things that might have discouraged you or might have made you at some point question whether this is something that you still want to pursue?
Yeah.
If you care to share.
The most outstanding would have to Make It at Arts Campus. You know that place.
Yeah.
You know that place.
It's a jungle.
It's a jungle. I remember at a particular point, I just couldn't survive there. My mental health kept on sinking. I couldn't make it through the day without crying. I really wanted to deregister. I remember
Was this the amount of work or the pressure? What was
everything? The amount of work, the pressure. When you go there, you now meet people who have been studying arts, ballerinas that have been, in the industry at the age of 3. You'd be intimidated. You would go to each and every lesson seeing that, oh my God, I'm not even second best, I'm just terrible. There are people, it felt, at some point, it felt like I was in the industry instead of having a feeling of being in an institution.
I see,
The level of competition was very high. I mean, like I said, in as much as CUT produces great art students, they also receive students who are already talented. They just need to be trained on professionalism, molded here and there. People who are extremely great. You'd be in class and then, okay, you're hearing your classmate is already on television. Like, I'm not even on a local radio station, bruh. So I lost my mental health. I would lose my focus. I would feel like I have to leave.
So how did you get past that? How did you manage to bring yourself back and say, look, Thobekile, this is
now
my
you have
journey.
to be here.
Yeah, you have to be here. You deserve to be here. How did you get yourself back on track?
It's because of the seniors that I had and the lecturers that I had. Remember when you come at an arts institution as a first year, you'd have your seniors that are looking at your progress. So I remember, I don't know if you know Tando James.
Yes, I do.
Tando James was part of those people. Tando James, Tsepo, Rapola, those are the people who gave me opportunities as a first year, people who brought me close. Abon Olis, like the list is endless. Mentorship. They would sit down. I remember one time, Olisi said to me, you need to understand where you come from. You need to understand that backgrounds are different. You need to understand that in this campus, there are so many rich kids. If you are not going to be able to afford ordering breakfast online, lunch, and everything, you need to stay true to yourself.
Would you agree that it also gave you that endurance to get into the industry? Because all the things that you explained are actually the industry itself.
Yes.
So maybe in a way it also gave you that thing of it, as in, if I can make it there, then I can definitely.
You know what? It's something that I always say, that I respect each and every person who made it out of arts campus. If you secured your qualification from there, you deserve all the glory. Before you could even be seen on television, wherever, international footprint, I respect everyone who made it out of that jungle. And that to me was like receiving a key. You know when you're given that key during your 21st by your parents, that my child, now you can live your life. That's how it felt with me after leaving arts campus. When I started losing momentum post my honors degree, seeing that, oh my God, why does it seem like it's difficult to get in this industry? Not because of people who I studied with saying that, but because of people who are well established, seeing huge brands committing suicide, I then thought to myself, what is happening in this industry? But then my lecturer said, acting lecturer Mr. No said, Thobekile, we've given you everything you need. We've given you all the training. So as lecturers, are you guys trying to tell us that we didn't do our jobs? You guys already land in the industry. Be like the fourth industrial revolution, that when you arrive, you shake things apart. Be a new generation with a different voice. even if the voice is different, but if it is genuine and it speaks to growth and generating proper income, go for everything.
Definitely, yeah.
Leaving arts campus, graduating, you were taught how to be innovative there. You were taught how to execute your ideas on paper, not
the
just
skills.
use the skills. So I would really say that to everyone, including myself, who studied at arts campus, do not delay yourself because you're seeing your peers on television making it out there. We all have a different journey. I think people, especially arts graduates, they get blindfolded thinking that my journey is supposed to start.
Yeah, I've
as
got my
Mbulelo's journey.
I've got my graduation cap on now. So where's the work?
No.
It's just come.
No, it must just come. So each and every journey has its own perks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
its uniqueness.
Yeah.
So the way you start in Mbulelo is different from the way I'll start.
Exactly.
You know, just because I'm friends with you, so now I must. Mbulelo has been acting for more than 10 years. He's been in the industry. I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You have your own footprints. I must establish mine.
Yes.
And I have this problem where artists value friendship more than their talents. It gets to me because you would find a person hiding behind a friend. Okay, the friend is on television. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait for my friend. I'm just going to wait for my friend to plug me.
Yeah.
And then I feel entitled that, oh my God, because Umbulelo and Xolani have a production company, they should just bring me in. In as much as we are friends, professionalism has to be at the center of our friendship. It has to be there.
And everyone has to earn their spot.
Everyone has to earn their spot. Just because I own something as your friend, it doesn't mean that you're going to have it easy.
True.
That's the mistake we commit as artists.
Yeah.
That my friend is up there, so my friend is responsible for my bills, my friend is doing this. And people think that people earn a lot in the industry because you have this role that you play and you're rich on television. It is not what you see.
Let's actually talk about that. Let's talk about these misconceptions that people have about our industry. What do you have to say about some of them? So we can just get it out there.
I have a lot, but I'm going to pick
Let's
few
just pick.
stuff.
Yeah, easy few.
The fact that you shouldn't train and study arts. I'm like, excuse me.
Who are you?
Who are you? What is your comprehension of our industry?
Yeah.
The misconception that art is easy.
Yeah.
What is easy about the arts? Can you just tell me? People think that art is grabbing few paint brushes, brushing there.
Yeah.
People who think that it is a waste of time, that it is for lazy people. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Lazy? Who? Us? No.
Yeah, apparently siyavuka nje sayenza.
You know, because that art is a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it is always degraded. And that theater holds no form of quality as compared to television.
Let's talk about that. That one's a debate for another day.
And a debate that theater makers would always win. Because it has never been tapped into, it has never been explored in terms of perception.
Yeah.
Quality, actors, performers, writers, directors, where are they? I'm not saying that in the television space we don't have such,
Yes.
but this whole misconception when it comes,
They all come from theater.
yes,
It's true.
you even have actors who prefer theater than television.
Yes. That's true.
You have actors, you have crew members who are well paid in theater
Then on television.
than on television. We could go on and on.
Yeah.
There's a whole misconception that if you're an actor on television, you're supposed to be given leverage, a high leverage as compared to an actor from theater. I'm like, no.
So ngoba vele already we're talking about the industry and these misconceptions. What is your take on the current climate of our industry right now? Let's talk about the good and the bad. Like, what do you see? How do you feel about it at the moment, and where it's going?
I want to touch on the executive space.
Yeah.
There has to be inclusivity of young people here.
Yeah.
Because young people are qualified.
Over.
They are qualified.
Yeah.
Young people are more than qualified as compared to certain executives that were appointed years ago.
Yeah.
Young people are nowhere to be located. If we were to check our generation, is there any of our peers
Where are the graduates in the industry?
in the industry? Where are they in decision-making tables? Where do we find them? And we have this whole notion of a high level of underestimation when it comes to women carrying authority within the arts,
Yeah.
women being directors, women being writers, composers, women being granted funding. Within the climate of our fraternity lies a huge and thick and dirty blanket of patriarchy. It is just touched on during your 16 days of activism, during Women's Month, not even throughout the month. On the 9th of August, you are given that small anyana gig just for you to be recognized as a woman. So what I've realized is that when people say no, things are equal, nothing is equal, man.
It's never been.
Nothing is equal between the older generation and the youth. Nothing is equal. If we were to take you as a director for Netflix, and then there's somebody who has been a director there, the person would say, no, you're going to be my assistant. And then the youth, we get doomed by something that whenever you get a call from somebody who sees your potential, that this one is a wave. This one is a problem. Mbulelo is a problem. That person will be like, too quick to call you, Mbulelo, I need you to be my assistant. And then you believe
They want you here.
They just want to monitor your growth. I have a problem with people who have been in the industry saying that, no, I just want to mentor you. Brah, you were at TUT. What kind of mentorship do you want now?
You know what I'm capable of.
What is it that you want?
The background and training that I have.
Do you get me? So gatekeeping starts brewing. It starts finding its levels of consistency amongst us, that you were taken in as a baby. And then what are you celebrating, Mbulelo? What are you trying to say to the film department at TUT? That you deserve to be someone's shadow? No. You're capable enough to start your own thing. You're capable enough to direct and give birth to your idea. So we really need to stop celebrating being second, number 3, oh, I'm the assistant, I'm the intern, because
at least.
It's better than nothing. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. If the hand feeds me something that I'll grow allergic to, I'd rather bite that hand or leave the hand, because my teeth better bite a bigger piece of cheese in the industry. So what I want to say to our generation and every other artist is that stop celebrating mediocre, man. There are people who come as, a messiah, but that person has seen your potential. They just want to take your work, live off your work, and because dim your light.
Yeah.
People will dim your light. You'll be under load shedding as a creative without you noticing, because you are celebrating these peanuts because, oh my God, they come from this prominent person. That is something that I've always had a problem with, that young graduates in the arts are taken for granted, man. They're taken for granted. They are scared to branch out, because they feel like, oh my God, they're going to close doors.
And this pie is big enough for everyone to get a slice.
There's an existing pie. There's a pie that can still be baked by
if only you just give us the oven and the ingredients, we'll put it together.
And you know what? Sometimes everything is at our disposal. It's just that we are too scared. We are directed by fear. Everything is at our disposal. There are so many advantages now. The world is digital.
Yeah.
You have a lot of digital spaces.
Look at this.
Look
right
at this.
now.
I mean, you're here.
Yeah.
You're traveling with your equipment. It's not you having to write a proposal and wait in that no that long list
Yeah.
at the Auckland Park
That will
offices.
never get read.
That will never be read at the SABC
Yeah.
offices. So if you have an idea,
Yeah.
have a pit bull mentality. Once you put your teeth on what you want, never let go. Fight. And one important thing that I would like to share with every artist is that stop sharing your ideas.
Yeah.
Stop sharing your ideas. An idea is supposed to be registered.
Yes.
An idea is supposed to be shared with that person that you trust, but it already has to be on paper. I think I'm also planning to have maybe a social media interaction focusing on intellectual property. I have a lot of books on intellectual property.
Yeah.
As a law student, I also look into intellectual property. Artists should know who Dr. McLinsey Banda is.
So let's get into that just a little bit nje for and specifically for labantu laba, let's say khona omunye umuntu wasemakhaya
Yeah.
who doesn't know any better, doesn't have the education behind, but has this brilliant idea, whether it's a song composition, whether it's a script, screenplay, whatever it is, a theater production, and for the life of them, they trust a certain individual and think they're gonna just babanikeze leyo idea and their dreams will come true. Let's talk to that individual or those individuals,
Yes.
specifically manje, and how they or how should they go about, you know.
Okay, because we have different people in different spaces, as you say, villages,
Yes.
townships, and even in the urban area,
Yes.
they are also not in the know.
Yeah.
So if you are a producer, you are a beat maker, writer, compositions, you need to write your music. You write it, right?
Yes.
Your song, you come up with the song, says maybe Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Don't just go to the studio without registering Blue Sky with Samro. There's Samro.
Yes.
Registration is very much cheap, less than 150. There's Capasso, where you can register yourself as a composer. If you're a writer, you need to register your work as well. There's like the Writers Guild of South Africa. You need to make sure that everything that you do is protected before you can execute.
Copyright.
You need to
everything.
understand that, Mbulelo, if you're my producer, I am a vocalist and Olani is a lyricist. We need to put everything on paper. What is your role?
Yes.
What is your share?
Yes.
On the split sheet, when you register your music on Sambro, there's like a split sheet where you specify that, okay, out of this 100%, I have 20, I have 10, I have that. So as you leave, back in the years, artists would leave KZN, other provinces, Eastern Cape, saying that I'm coming to Johannesburg to be signed by a record label. Understand everything. Understand everything. Bringing it to me now, I understand that the music business is all about business. It's all about generating income, but it is not a plan to work with an artist without grooming them, without them understanding what happens within the industry. Because this whole ignorance, it's now fashionable, and we should really try, by all means, to dismantle the level of ignorance within our space.
So we should always seek legal assistance
All
for
the
any
time.
documentation.
And,
Don't just sign.
People don't
anything.
read. People don't read. They
Uma
just
ufuna
sign.
ukufunda, at least ihambe uthole i-lawyer ke azokufundela ke.
And it doesn't apply just to music. It applies in many spaces. Like, before you do anything, make sure that you own the rights to your works.
And you also spoke about the Writers Guild of South Africa. For those who don't know, if you do write a screenplay or a movie or whatever, before you send it to anyone, you can actually register it on the Writers Guild. So it will actually have an IP,
Yes.
number or serial code or whatever that is linked to that idea under you and under your name, so that if anything were to happen with that idea legally,
Yes.
there's a paper trail yokuthi no, I wrote it in 27 zika watwati in 2017.
Yes.
And uzban by Chonja 2019. You know, so everything needs to have a paper
A
trail.
paper trail. And stay away from verbal agreements.
Yeah.
Stay away from verbal agreements, please.
Yeah.
They don't hold any form of depth.
True.
Like, please run away from verbal agreements and assumptions that because I told my friend, it would, oh, this is my idea, we're going to do this together, and you think that it will remain like that forever. No, stay
Things
away.
change, yeah.
Things
Yeah.
change. Things change. Art is professionalism.
Yeah.
It's a profession. So when you exist under a particular profession, there's certain standards that you have to meet. There's etiquette
True.
that you need to follow. We need to start behaving like professionals. We really cannot afford to have people who are trained by institutions
That's true.
and then they behave otherwise in the industry. You know that when you go to the theater, you need to remove your jewelry during rehearsals. You know what is expected. You cannot be drunk on set. You cannot be high on set. You need to be professional.
To wake up on time. Call
You need
time,
to be
respect,
punctual.
yes.
You respect everything. And I think artists think that they get hired just because of talent. It is also about your character.
Yes.
It is also about the quality of work that you deliver. You cannot be unprofessional as an artist. You
That's
can't.
true. That's true. I think I can count the number of times where I've gotten work purely based on my character than anything else. Oh, Umbulelo. Yeah, no. Great guy. Put him on
Humble,
that.
respectful. That's how you get
It
plugged.
goes a long way, and people, I think, they take that for granted.
They take it for granted.
Yeah.
Mbulelo, they are great artists. And I've seen it with my own eyes. Great artists, whether they're in jazz, opera, dance, have you noticed that these people who are so highly rated, that some of them, their character and the work,
Doesn't, yeah, akuhlangani.
they don't align.
Akuhlangani, yeah.
They don't align.
Yeah.
They don't last. And it becomes an issue where we find young people who are extremely talented being a bubblegum in the industry. That the sugar is gone. The talent is there. The sugar is gone because of how you carry yourself. Artists need to know that we are then unique in that regard as compared to other professions, that in a particular profession you can be taken because you did well in an interview. Within the arts, directors will call people you've worked with. How did this person carry themselves?
And you're as good as your last piece of work that you created.
Exactly. And you should avoid making mistakes. Yes, a lot of things can be avoided. It is just that artists do not take themselves serious sometimes, and it bothers me so much. It bothers me so much.
We don't respect ourselves enough when we show.
We hate theory.
Yeah.
You know, on campus when you have practicals, you'd be like, oh, practical, I'm directing.
Yeah.
And then it comes theory, I'm like, yo, Art administration, you are hating a module that must be your shield and spear. Art administration.
Sign a contract if you read that book.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because of such things, that there are little things that we just overlook, and those are the most important elements within our growth and our future. Yeah.
No, much agreed. Let's talk about some of the work that you do in terms of humanitarian work. I know you also collect sanitary pads and for little girls. What's the organization called, and how can people also assist you with that, and what's some of the work that you guys have done?
I do a lot.
Yeah.
So everything, I was just doing it under Thobekile Ngubeni.
Yeah.
Started in the township, where I would save money by sanitary towels. And when I started marketing that on social platforms, people who are my friends would say, Thobekile, I would like to support your idea. Without me asking for money, people would call and say, I saw that you just launched this drive. Can you just allow us to also pour in? So we supply them back home, normally supply them, and we are set to supply them again this month.
Okay.
And I also advocate for applying universities. So I have people that I work with
So
back home
for those who
would
have
like to
difficulties
apply, people
in
who don't
yeah.
understand.
Okay.
There are learners
Yeah.
who don't know what a prospectus is.
Yeah.
There are learners who do not know how to create an email, don't know how to choose a profession.
Yes. Yeah.
So I play a role in that as well.
Okay.
And I also sometimes assist artists who have contracts that they don't understand to review them and guide
Legal
them on how
matters and such,
guide them. And I've been recently appointed as a board member for one of the biggest NPOs in our continent, Ilita Labantu.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It focuses on fighting for young girls and women and addressing social issues, focuses on a lot. Being part of civil society has made me realize quite a lot of things that through being exposed to the caliber of people from Ilita Labantu, I feel like South Africa needs to know who they are. They're doing quite a lot. They're based in Cape Town. You come up with strong ideas because you get to meet people outside of Africa and South Africa, like neighboring countries that be there. And then I thought to myself that you know what, our society would do well if there could be a stokvel for university applications. So that is part of the work that I do. It's quite a lot, as I have said. I'm trying to just recap. Donating clothes to people who are homeless, donating food. At some point, I remember that back in KZN, we had an organization that approached me wanting to donate food parcels, and then we would distribute them around. Those are the things that I do. I have my own book club with some of the students that I've been mentoring under reading and writing. I've been assisting students on how to shape their communication because I have people in different disciplines. A friend in the engineering space once complained that, we have these brilliant students that come, brilliant academic records, but the issue they cannot articulate. So I'm busy with that as well, focusing on computer literacy. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
So then how can people get involved? Let's say if they want to assist with the sanitary towels or just get involved in the book club, for example, or the students who want, how can people assist? Where can they reach you in terms of, maybe you can just tell them into the camera, how can, if they want to donate or assist you with that or be part of, your movements and just to assist in our girls, our guys, our artists.
Okay, they can find me on Instagram, Thobekile _Ngubeni. I'm not that dope chick, so if you can search Thobekile Ngubeni on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you'll find me. Especially with artists who need clarity as well. I've been doing it. It's just that it was not announced publicly on camera, so they can find me on any social media handle.
And in Nizwile, there's so many things that you guys can get involved in, from the book club to the sanitary towels to donating clothes, food, everything. Please do get involved. I think it's very important as a one to see season. With the little that we have, I do believe that if I have a slice of cake, I can survive with half of it and let me give the other half to someone who doesn't have. And if we just can keep that sort of energy moving, I think the world will be a better place.
It will be a better place.
It's already quite a horrible place lately, so let's just try to make it a bit better.
Before anything, Ngulelo, in as much as you're a presenter, actor, there's so many titles. Before all of that, you are a community member. That's what you should always know. So when you're in Joburg, you must know that there are people that I have to carry from back home. You cannot shine alone.
Definitely not.
Shy away from that.
Definitely
don't be self-centered. Don't say that, no, I just want to be alone in this thing. I want to shine alone.
The candle does not lose its fire by lighting another
Another
candle.
one. It never.
Please,
You keep the
We're
candles
together
burning.
in this.
Yes.
Yes, we're together in South Africa.
Right,
Come on,
we're
that-
together
there
in
you go.
Africa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
so
much.
so now you see that this whole GNU thing that's happening, right?
Yeah.
I just want to get your opinion. We've got a new Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture.
Hey.
Lord Gaten.
Lord
How are you, sir?
Gaten. How are you, sir?
Yeah, so how do you feel about that? And is there anything that you wish to say to him that you wish he could do now that he is in the position that he's in? Things that we are affected by and things that he can focus on in terms of sports and arts and culture. We will try by all means and pray that this message does reach him.
It will reach him.
And
I
it
mean,
will reach
this
him.
is tops.
Yes.
I'll make sure that it reaches him.
Yes.
Lord Gaten. Yo. First of all, I'd like to appreciate the statement. There's a statement that he once released where he acknowledged the fact that he is not well versed in the arts and he is willing to learn.
Yes.
I was like, oh,
I think that's
that really touched a lot
really-
of artists.
Yeah.
You know, an artist, when you respect an artist and you bring yourself to their levels,
Yes.
they listen to you. So I appreciate that. What Lord Gaten needs to look into, he needs to practice to make sure that his department practices inclusivity. He needs to make sure that artists with disabilities are not suffering for inclusion. He needs to make sure that he looks into the youth, because we have such a strong youth that is not just talented, but it is also educated.
Yes.
He needs to make sure that as he makes any form of engagements, he is not continuously speaking to people who have been in the forefront
Yes.
for years. I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be acknowledged by the minister, but I am saying to the minister, he has to make the circle bigger.
Yes.
He has to make sure that he doesn't only centralize his focus on the capital city.
Yes.
There are mothers who are doing great stuff on beadwork who are not recognized. How do we then recognize them? How do we then make sure that we are shaping this industry of beadwork? How do we make sure that the child in the village has access to sports facilities just like the child in the urban spaces?
Yes.
He needs to practice inclusivity. He needs to make sure that he lives his office. It's going to take 5 years.
Gets on the
Having
ground.
had,
Yeah.
he needs to be on the ground, and he needs to be careful on who advises him.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful of where he receives batons.
Yes.
Because a lot of people already having batons that they want to, to say, no, this and this, you do
Their
it like
own
this.
agendas, Pella.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody has an agenda.
Yeah.
Everybody has an agenda, But the minister has to be street smart. Let me just put it in the South African context that
Mele abe vakela.
Mele abe woke. He has to be woke. He has to make sure that his department plays a role everywhere. How do we develop theaters in other provinces?
Yes.
So actors from Limpopo, they always have to run to the State Theatre in Pretoria. They have to go to Joburg Market. There's talent in Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga is one underrated province. How are they going to have their own platform?
Let's have a reach everywhere.
Let's reach
Singa
out
centralize your team.
everywhere. Let us have new ways of doing things. When artists complain about funding, he shouldn't think that maybe people are just complaining because, they're jealous. There's a lot of things that are happening in the administrative
When it comes
side
to
of
the
things.
funding thing, yeah.
So I think he should really look into that. He should be in touch with the youth.
Yeah.
As a minister, you should be in touch with the youth
Yes.
that exists under your department.
Lord Gaten Mackenzie, thank you, sir. I hope uzwile lama points wethu. We do support you fully and we do believe that you're going to be doing the right thing. We already see the changes nje. As small as they are, as soon as it is nje manje kusase early, but we see it. And I think I have hope for the future of our industry. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one because as artists, we've been through hell and back. We are still going through hell and back, but I believe that change is necessary.
Change is necessary.
And let's allow this change to happen. Let's watch it happen. Let's support where we can support.
Yeah.
And let's not be too quick and be hasty to judge. Let's see what's about to happen.
Yeah. And speaking of change, man, I know that we're about to wrap up probably. Speaking of change, our artists are always against change. When I say always against change, there are actors who would say that just because you're on TikTok doesn't make you an actor. Just because you're trending on Facebook doesn't make you a director, Why are artists not utilizing the mediums that are already existing? Why are you not adapting to the changes that are taking place?
It's difficult,
It's difficult, but be the one to test the ground if it's working or not. Because you'll be hijacked. Social media moves very fast.
Very quickly,
The industry feels hijacked already by people whom they deem as TikTokers. Influence. If we had looked into that on time, I don't think we would be at the center of it.
True.
I really don't think that we would be at the center of it. But when you have a casting director that says it's either you take it or leave it, I'm going to go to that influencer.
No, it's true. As artist, I agree with you on that point. I think as an artist myself, there was a point in my own time and career and life where I was like, hey, social media for who, for what? But I think I am beginning to understand right now that we need to embrace certain things. It doesn't mean you have to be a fully fledged now content creator or what. No. It just means that just take a step into it, put a foot in there, test the waters, see how it goes for you, and make it your own. You don't have to change who you are because you're on social media. You can still be yourself and do things in your way. Without compromising maybe your values or whatever it is, your artistry. All right, so on a lighter note, let's do some trivia questions. So I want you to pick your top 3 international musicians, favorite, and then local. But let's start local.
Local?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just 3. 3.
Position 1? Definitely Dr. Nduduzo Makatini.
All right.
I'm a jazz person. Okay, trying to split them according to genre. Hey, man. Number 2, I'm giving it to my sister Psyche.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, she inspires me so much. Number 3, bringing it to Guaido. Definitely Trombis.
Local, yes, international.
Internationally.
Yeah.
Number 1, Curtis Mayfield.
Can I just say, I'm sorry to disturb you. So underrated.
Yes.
Underappreciated. And so many people don't
know him.
People understand. I'm gonna forget one. It's you.
I'm expecting an e-wallet. Curtis Mayfield. Now I'm just focusing on the music that my father exposed me to that really shaped my ear. Okay, my choice, Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
Number 3.
Tough.
Very tough, man. It's very tough. I'm giving it to BoldVoices.
Look, that's a great list, man.
Yes.
That's a great list. I can tell. Look, you listen with your dad, ne?
Yeah.
No, same here. He also introduced me to Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
It's like, I love Marvin Gaye and all of this, but there's this other cat I wanna.
Hey, Curtis. Could never go wrong.
Okay, let's move to actors.
Oh my God.
Top 3.
How can you do this?
I'm sorry, I have to throw you under the bus. I have to. Don't worry, no one's gonna be mad, guys. I see 30 persona. It's okay.
Man.
Yeah, Aspale locally top 3. And look, I'm saying actors because I don't want to say female or what actors, whether it's a female or male actor. Yeah, fine. Some actors. Yeah. So feel free to.
Now I cannot choose peers, man. I have to go to the legends because it's
They won't
limited
be
to 3.
They won't be married.
Limited to 3.
Yeah.
I call her my queen.
Yeah.
Umama Ntati Mushesh.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That's a strong first choice, yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You know, I have friends in the industry who are doing very well. Now I
No,
don't.
that's what I will say again. Friends, colleagues, please
Yo,
leave us for
they're
daily.
doing very well.
Siyadlala, and I only gave her three options of it.
Oh my God!
I'm going to see her of it again. Yeah, sharp.
Now I don't like referring to actors according to their roles,
Yeah.
man, because I know they are like real names. Now it's just that
Yeah.
ahambile. So I say to Mama Ntati Mushesh.
Yeah. Tough.
Very tough.
Azish, don't overthink. Let's go.
Twen Khoroge.
Yeah. It's done quite a lot for us. Yo.
He's done quite a
Underrated
lot.
as
Oh, this one is an exclamation.
Okay.
Ne? Begi Mkwani.
Hey now. Actually, you went a different way that I thought you would go. So yes.
Yeah,
That's
Begi
it.
Mkwani.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, and I feel you on that.
Yes.
Oh, I see the kind of.
Yes.
Okay, no, I understand. I see international 30 flights again.
International.
Yeah, Siyakuphi.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Viola Davis.
All right. I can dig it.
Viola Davis. Number 2. Mr. Oppenheimer's. Cillian Murphy.
Oh yes.
Our Peaky Blinder.
Yeah.
Number 3. The Honorable Denzel Washington.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, yes.
No. Aye, same space. No, sengiyabona ukuthi into othanda ukuzibukela.
Yeah.
So there's this question I love asking all my interviewees.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, if there was no such a thing as art in this world, but for you I feel like it's unfair because you already do so much.
No,
But
ask
again,
the
but it's
question.
fine,
Ask
okay.
the question.
If there was no such thing as art in this world,
Yeah.
what would you as Thobekile Ngubeni be doing?
I don't think I'd be existing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be existing. But I think I would be in the political space. Would be
Yeah,
in
but
the
when you have option up by that's why you should be
I'd
there
be
when
in
unfair.
the political space. I definitely would be in the political
Since
space because
politics,
I've been doing quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of things some I didn't even mention.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
probably in the activism space,
Alright.
transforming a lot of things in that space.
What do you want to be remembered by when it's all said and done?
All said and done.
Yeah.
What do I want to be remembered by? By my academic footprint
Yeah.
and my heart. I want to be remembered by the heart that I have. People who know me know my heart. I think it stands out. I want to be remembered by the character that I possess. Not anything really materialistic.
Yeah.
I came this world caring nothing but myself and my heart. I want to be remembered for the love I had and showing up for people. Yeah. Not that I don't take rubbish,
Yeah,
but I just want to be remembered for the genuine heart that I carry every day.
That's powerful.
And I wear it on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a brave thing to do in this world.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like today I've absorbed so much from you. We could actually have this conversation. We could switch these cameras off and continue because there's so much that we actually haven't even touched on.
Yeah.
I do feel that you should actually come in season 2 so kuluma about the other stuff that we haven't touched on because I feel like a lot of people could learn a lot more from you. I've learned a lot. You know, as a friend, as a colleague, thank you for today's session. I think it has also opened my eyes with other things as well that I may not have looked into or haven't thought about quite as deeply. I know a lot of our viewers as well will have their eyes opened, by today's episode and also be inspired, by a young woman who's proved that just because you want to have a career in the art space, it does not mean that education should fall behind. If anything, it should be the forefront of who you are and where you go. When you step in that door, education will be a bodyguard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for that. Thank you for inspiring. Thank you for working hard. Thank you for just leaving your creative footprint. And I know it's only the beginning. The journey has just begun.
Just begun.
You know, so we are 100% behind you. And I hope everyone has taken a lot from this episode. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you as well. I'd like to say thank you to everyone, the audience, but most specifically to Black House Entertainment. Thank you very much. I give you so much credit, and I promise to promote the brand. I am the brand of Black House Entertainment. Gasfaga. Thank you for being consistent with everything that you do.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
What's going to be happening now is something that we don't usually do. It's just that because today's your episode, I and the team also felt like, you know, we just want to congratulate you on who you are. And we know you just recently celebrated a birthday.
I'm there.
So we just want to nothing hectic like that.
Come on, you guys.
So siyale cake nje.
Hayibo.
Yabona. Nalabo bangajwayelanga ukuba in front sebazoza in front bazocula. Zwakalani bafethu sizocula nje yabona. 1 2 1 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Thobekile.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Hooray. Hip hip. Hooray. So apha ama-glass phela azozthelela phela yabona phela mina azivuleli ishampoponyana nomesenyana azisikela ikhekhe yabona.
Guys,
How old are you now?
I'm 16.
How old
I am
are
16.
you now?
I'm 16.
How old are you now?
Teenager.
How old are you? Sicela i-JC nisponsor ngoba
Oh my
sen-advertise
God.
nisponsor
Thank you so
ne-nudge
much.
match.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hooray!
Oh man.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
you can do the honors.
Thank you
and
very much.
pop your ntontoni laphana.
Thank you. Oh my God. I feel so honored, guys.
No, it's a little something.
Now-
1 2 3.
World of Art, Black House Entertainment.
See you on the next one. Chapeau.